All right, we're here in Medora, North Dakota, talking to some of the MSU people who were involved in the Medora Musical. We've got Kleiman and Matt Gilbertson. Each of you tell me a little bit about yourselves and when you were at Mankato and what classes you took of the program that you were in.
Let's see, I was at Mankato from 2003 to 2007. I started off with a BS, but then the BFA program happened and I was able to partake in the BFA Technical Theater and emphasis in lighting. So I took all the lighting classes, and then I spent it out and I took sound and stage and did some stage management stuff. Since then, I've been working here at Medora every summer since 2009. It's now 2013, so I've been their master electrician out here for that time.
I was at MSU, transferred into MSU from Mankato College in 2008. I graduated with a BFA in Theater Design Technology in 2011. I focused on stage management. I stage managed 9 shows, including Highland Summer Theater, and was a KCACTF winner went to DC as stage management as well. After graduating, I was on the national tour of Beauty and the Beast, which led me on a layoff and a vacation, where I ended up here in Medora to visit Kim Steffen and Michael, and ended up for a job for 3 more weeks, and then came back this summer to work on the show as their assistant audio technician.
So what is the life like when you're involved in the Medora Musical? When do things really get cranked up, and what is a regular day like for you guys in Medora?
Well, from the technician side of, I'm with Stage West, which is a producing company that comes in for the musical, and they hire their engineer, sound engineer, lighting, master electrician, and a stage manager, and they all live with the actors. And so we only have to really come in until, an hour before show, and then we set up the show and do such. So we have our days off, so to speak. That's why I'm here right now, because I got myself a day job working at the Ferris store, just a couple hours a week. A lot of the stage crew work is done by TRMF employees, and that's what Matt does.
And
TRMF is the Theodore Roosevelt Medora Foundation.
Right, so pre-production work out in Medora starts about 3 weeks before the cast comes. That's when I came out working to set up the amphitheater. It's only open for the summer months, and then pretty much it's completely struck for the winter. So calling up speakers and sound system was one of my major projects. I also worked with our sound designer, Mark Rodine, out of the Twin Cities to make the show ready. One other major project we did is we moved the sound position this year into the house. It's further up in the balcony. We moved it down to the mezzanine level. So rerouting miles and miles of audio cable was a challenge and a really great experience to be a part of that. And then the cast comes, and there's about a week of rehearsal, and then the show opens.
And right now you're about a little over 2 weeks?
Yeah, we're about 16 shows in,
yep.
Minus 2 shows that were canceled.
What was your involvement?
My involvement in pre-production, I was here about 3 weeks early before the cast was here. It changes every year depending on when opening is, when I actually have come. But it's usually mid-May, early mid-May or late mid-May. But it's about 20 days or so before opening. And I come in, I make sure all the lights are clean, all the cables are in working order. I need to work with the lighting designer who doesn't come out until that cast comes out, basically, until maybe a day or 2 after. So I work with our lighting designer, make sure that we have the inventory that he needs, and if we need to purchase items out of our budget, that sort of thing. So we get all that in working order, hang the clock, lighting designer gets here. He hasn't seen the show. The show hasn't really been blocked yet either, so there's rough blocking. And that's what they do in the week here. And so he designs the show, get up and running. And did Brody stay after for about a week? Yeah, so the designers usually stay about a week after opening to make sure everything is settled down, make sure everything's working all right. I find it more of a soft opening than anything, because the designers are still around, the director's still around. And we go until September.
And
every night.
You, with the troupe, have been kept busy doing other things. You've got your next gig with them lined up after this.
Stage West / Troupe America, they're the same company. Troupe America is putting out their work from the Plymouth Playhouse. They just did Ring of Fire there for about 3 months, and now they're going out on a national tour, and I'm going to be the master electrician on that tour. And so,
how long a tour is that?
It goes from September to December, so about first week in December. So there'll be a nice jaunt of work there. A lot of the cast members from here, from Medora, are also in Ring of Fire, so they're going out on that also.
And Matt?
In my, when I was off the road and in between here, working freelance in the Twin Cities, doing a lot of work right now in high schools, having the opportunity to work with other alum. Worked with Sam Junkie, a lighting student who just graduated last year. Been able to rope him in on a few projects, and we'll be working together in the cities a lot, which is always fun to be able to work with people that you like and people that are good because they graduated from MSU.
Well, that's a nice segue into. Do you want to talk a little bit about your MSU experience and what it provided as far as preparation for what you've been doing since graduation?
Sure. I think when I explain MSU to people and explain how it's different than other theater schools, I almost compare it to a technical school because there's so much hands-on opportunity. I talk to people who graduate from other schools and ask them what shows they worked on and what shows they've had title design roles on or title roles, and it's very few. I had the opportunity to PSM 7 main stage shows in the regular season. I've seen designed 1 show in the studio and sound designed 3 in the studio as well. That's a lot of shows to begin with in 3 years, but also a lot of titles in 3 years, which really has helped me in the professional world too. I didn't really have a focus, which was great. So to have that general technical background has provided me an opportunity to work in many different ways. I've got professional sound designs, lighting designs, scene designs, all in the Twin Cities area, and stage management as well. So that's definitely a major perk, is the opportunity to explore all the aspects, all facets of technical theater. No costume design, sorry David, not yet. Working on it.
Yeah, Mankato was great. I looked at many other different undergraduates, and I didn't have design opportunities at all. And I looked at the cities, and I looked at Madison, bigger colleges, and I was able to do a studio design my sophomore year, I believe, of college. So, in addition to, I don't remember what else I did offhand, but I've had my hands on many, many shows, and along with doing shop hours, doing lighting shop hours, and helping out there. It's just amazing, just, again, talking with other people when they have comparable degrees. The amount of shows that they've worked on is tiny compared to what Mankato's put out, because let's see, my time there, we were saying it was about 18 shows per year, and a lot of people, they don't work on more than 5 shows in the whole year, which was flabbergasting to me. Going to talking to other people, I'm like, you don't do crazy amount of shows.
How is the transition when you're in a setting that does that many shows? There's always new inspiration, new creative outlets. How do you transition that into working on the same show for weeks, months at a time, years at a time?
Yeah, I mean, it was a really interesting transition, and I get asked that question a lot. I did 324 performances of Beauty and the Beast, and I still love the show. But it is definitely, you find ways to to make it unique and make it fresh. It's live theater, so things are always changing. Things are always going wrong. Problems need to be fixed. So that helps a little bit. And loving the job and the people around you is really important to help keep it fresh. But then you just change the mentality that of this is work. And some people sit in a cubicle every day for 8 hours, and I go to a theater at night every day, for 5 hours. So it's just work, So that's to me is how I transitioned a little bit.
Yeah, each season Medora is about 90 shows, which is about three months of solid shows. And one I've done is I've gone and gotten a second job during the day to keep my boredom at bay. But also I've each sound person that comes in, I try to learn a little bit more about sound from them and understand how the system works, so I can be a little bit more of a helpful. My position, honestly, during the show is I'm a button pusher. And so I'm free to go problem solve if something comes up. So in past years we haven't had someone like Matt who is a dedicated A2 or takes care of that, where my knowledge of some sound has been helpful. And I'm always looking to improve myself in different areas. And it's been pretty good.
That's a really great point about learning other skills. I think that being on the road or even being in working local theater, there's always somebody who's been there longer than you and has an opportunity to teach you something. So I look at every job as an opportunity to learn something else, to learn something new, because you're working with the best in the business. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there. So to learn something from a brilliant lighting technician or another sound professional is great. It's a definite opportunity.
All right. So what would you recommend for students who are considering a theater education? What could they do to improve their chances of being a working professional once they get out?
Well, find a new job to start with. Get a different degree. No.
The oil industry's great out here.
In North Dakota, yeah. You get $14 an hour at Walmart right now in North Dakota. Maintain connections is a big thing. I got on the road because an alum, Seth Larkin, called George Grubb and said, I need a guy and I need him out here in a week. And George said, I can only think of one guy, and he called me. So a week and a half later, I was on a national tour. So maintaining connections and taking opportunities to meet new people who are working in the industry is the key to your success. The old adage, it's not what you know, it's who you know, is a little bit true. I mean, those connections are what gets you to other places. I'm in Medora because I met Dana, and Dana said, hey, can you run a spotlight? We're short. And I said, sure, why not? And I ended up staying for another 2 weeks. So, and then back this summer.
What else to add is that connections are really important. You don't want to burn bridges. You don't want to, be youthful and tick somebody off and cut down, because you never know who you're going to meet in the future that's going to be best friends with that person, and actually just do a side off. Hey, do you know this person? Yeah, you're a real dick.
It's really amazing how small the industry is.
It is really
Once
small.
you're out there, everybody knows everyone, or everybody knows somebody who knows everyone.
Yep.
It's in our pre-production, I ended up working with 3 people from Stages Theater, and I did a show there, and I ran into them here in North Dakota. So that's just how it happens. And then, oh, do you know this person? Yeah, I know that person. What do you think of them? Well, hopefully they say, yeah, he's great. Bring him on board.